What's up, guys? It's the MMA Analyst here to give you my predictions for UFC 142. Before we get down to it, if you're looking to make any bets, if you haven't signed up for a site before, I do use Sports Interaction, Bodog as well. But what's happened recently, a while back, Sports Interaction stopped accepting American players, and now Bodog has. So what they've done is it's still basically Bodog. You can go sign up Canadians, non-Americans. You can still sign up to Bodog. But if you are an American and you want to bet on MMA, Bodog has opened up a new site, Bovada, B-O-V-A-D-A. And basically, everything is the same as with Bodog, except for some legalities, so that they're basically saying we're going to cater and we're going to allow American bettors to bet. Basically, Obama's doing a lot of crazy stuff out there, and one of these things is he's shutting a lot of stuff down, or at least trying to. So they're just gonna be safe with their stuff with these American bettors. So they did what they had to do, and they didn't want to have to change everything with Bodog because, I guess the dude likes the brand and all that good stuff. So they've created a new brand for the American bettors, as it is getting more difficult and more difficult for Americans to do anything. But that's a whole different video. Contact me if you want links. You could always go to the site on your own, but it does help me out whenever you guys use my links to sign up to these sites. So now you've got Bovada, you've got Bodog, and you've got Sports Interaction. All right, let's see here. Before I do start making the video, before I do start giving my predictions, as of right now, there's a lot of people out there talking a bunch of trash about, man, why you pick 11 favorites. Right now, out of the, I think there are 10 fights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of 10 fights, the main card does have odds out. The entire undercard has no odds out. So if at the end of the day, I've gone and picked 10 out of 10 favorites, it's not because I did it on purpose. It's because that's what I thought was going to win, and Vegas agrees with me. I think they're actually copying off of my picks, to be honest. Jose Aldo versus Chad Mendes. Is Chad Mendes going to be able to be the guy who's going to, do what nobody else has been able to do, or at least nobody at featherweight, to Jose Aldo? Jose Aldo has one loss. It was his one and only fight at lightweight to Luciano Azevedo back in 2005, and since then he's been an unstoppable beast. He has faced solid wrestlers in Uriah Faber in the past and won. Kenny Florian was his most recent opponent. He took that pretty convincingly. Mark Hominick, just a great fight all around. Won that. Manny Gambarian, that was a destruction. Mike Brown, destruction. Cub Swanson, annihilation. But we know the situation with Jose Aldo. There's no use getting into too much detail. He's got amazing stand-up, very fast, powerful striker. If he hits you flush, you're going to sleep. He's got a wide variety of weapons: knees, elbows, ground and pound. Regular just punches, left and right. So he's on point. Training with Nova União, Black House. Just a solid camp, and it looks like he's just that dude at featherweight. Chad Mendes, undefeated at this point in his career, has 11 fights, won them all. Some pretty good wins in there. Latest, a victory over Haniyaya. Trains with Team Alpha Male, so that is Uriah Faber's camp. So he's gonna have a lot of help, right? At the end of the day, Chad Mendes is a wrestler, Division 1 NCAA wrestler. And that's what he's going to want to do. He's going to want to take Aldo down. He's going to want to control Aldo on the ground, hopefully tire him out, and at the end of the day, try and get that win. Do I think he's going to be able to do that? I'm not going to go with Chad Mendes. I mean, until somebody actually beats Jose Aldo, I'm probably just going to keep picking Jose Aldo because I don't really see where the hole in his game is. His defensive wrestling is on point. His jiu-jitsu is pretty good. His cardio, he had a little bit of an issue there against Hominick, but I guess he was sick or whatever. Still went 5 rounds, still got the win. So I'm just going to keep riding with Jose Aldo. And it includes this fight here. I do have Jose Aldo winning this fight. He'll probably catch him in the second round. The longer the fight goes, the better it is for Mendes, most likely. But I don't see Mendes pulling off this victory here. Although he is the kind of fighter that would beat Aldo, which is just a solid wrestler who can just try and implement his game plan and put Aldo up against the cage, put him on his back, etc., etc. But I am going with Jose Aldo. Next fight, Vitor Belfort, Anthony Rumble Johnson. This is one of the toughest ones for me to looking at. Obviously, I don't think Anthony Rumble Johnson, who by the way I think this is going to be his middleweight debut. I think it's his debut. Sometimes he's like overweight and whatnot, so like missed weight, and might as well have been a middleweight. But this is his official middleweight debut. He's gonna try and get this fight to the ground. We saw in his fight with Dan Hardy, he's not afraid to just get that win. Dan Hardy's striking is nowhere near the level of Vitor Belfort's striking. Rumble is a big guy at welterweight. At middleweight, I'm sure he'll be big as well. So he's going to try and get in, get the fight to the ground, put Vitor Belfort on his back, try and tire Vitor Belfort out, see if he can, beat him up, ground and pound, all that good stuff. Vitor Belfort hasn't been out of the second round in a while. He had the first round wins against Akiyama and Rich Franklin, Matt Lindland. A loss to Anderson Silva. Last time he went into the second round was Terry Martin back at Affliction Band in 2008. Last time he went to a decision or even went to the third round was in 2007. So does he still have the issues with gassing late in the fight? We don't know, but I know that's exactly what Rumble wants to find out. I think, though, Rumble's going to be a little tentative with his attacks. I think he's definitely not that kind of super wrestler, quick double leg takedown. He's more like overpower you, try and clinch with you, and try and take you down. And I think that kind of wrestler against Vitor Belfort probably gets caught before he gets too close. So I do have Vitor Belfort winning this fight. The real thing we should think about is, how big is Rumble going to be? Because he's just a big guy. It's going to be interesting to see how he does at middleweight. I do think this is a more healthy choice for him when it comes to just, trying to cut 50 pounds and craziness like that. But we'll see what happens. I am going to go with Vitor Belfort being able to stun, as in actually physically stun Anthony Rumble Johnson with strikes before putting him away. And I think he's going to pull it off in the first round. I don't see Rumble kind of trying to, stay at a distance and wait for his moment. I think he's going to just try and get in close. And I think Vitor is going to capitalize on that. Next fight, Husumir Palhares basically going to go out there and rip off Mike Macenzio's leg. The only question here is he going to let go too late, or is he going to let go when the referee says let go? That's pretty much it. This isn't. Whenever they go to Brazil or Japan, they're just going to basically try and put a bunch of guys that Brazilians can beat up. Unless it's a title fight, then they'll make it as competitive as it can be because it still is a title fight and it's supposed to be the number one contender. But in a situation like this is Mike Macenzio, black belt in jiu-jitsu, going across, going down to Brazil to just get put in a hospital, in an American hospital for the following, let's say 2 weeks, surgery, lots of rehab. I mean, that's what's up next for Mike Macenzio. It's unfortunate. You don't want to wish. I'm not wishing anything on anybody. I'm just saying that that's what's going to happen. All right, that little crazy Newcomer Caio looked like he's 4'2" height and width, completely just all muscle and no brains, just a robot, and all he knows to do is rip off legs, and that's what's gonna happen to Mike Mesenzio. First round, heel hook, and like I said, is Caio gonna let go when dude says stop, get off him, or is he gonna get off this man, get off him? But while Caio is just yanking, trying to freaking destroy somebody else's knee. Let's hope that he can let go when he's supposed to, for Mike Mesenzio's sake. Newcomer Caio for not only the win, but the submission of the night for sure. Erick Silva versus Carlo Prater. Erick Silva was not supposed to be fighting Prater. He was supposed to be fighting. He's supposed to be fighting Bahadurzada, which would have been dope, which would have been so nice. But he's not. He's fighting Carlo Prater, and he's basically. I think Erick Silva greatly outmatches Prater. I don't see what Prater is going to do in this fight to get this win. End of the day, I see Silva going out there and just controlling the fight. Probably a TKO, to be honest. Trains with Team Nogueira, solid. He made his UFC debut against Luis Ramos, KO punches. He does have 7 submission wins, 3 knockouts. I'm going to go with Silva. I mean, Prater's just not on his level. And I see him getting finished pretty early. First round. Could be knockout, could be submission, but I do think it's going to be first round. And Edson Barboza versus Terry Edom. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. I thought Barboza's striking was going to be... he looked amazing against Anthony Njokuani, and I pretty much was so sure that he was just going to whoop all up and down on Ross Pearson, but he didn't. It was actually pretty close, and if it wasn't in Brazil, who knows? Ross Pearson could have won that decision. And this one here, it's going to be, can Terry Edom somehow get the fight to the ground? Can he get that submission? He's been rambling off a lot of submissions recently, 4 in a row, 3 of them being submission of the nights. However, who are they against? Falalutu, that's a joke. You remember that fight. He shouldn't even have been in there with that dude. Shannon Gogarty, 2009, Justin Buchholz. Edson Barboza is only a purple belt, I believe, in jiu-jitsu. But, his striking is on point. He does, I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to keep this fight on the feet. And by keeping it on the feet, force Edom to fight the kind of fight Edom. I'm not going to say he doesn't want that fight in general, but in this fight here, I think he wants to stay away from the strikes. I do see Barboza getting the victory. I think it will actually be a decision or a late fight TKO, like 3rd round TKO for Edson Barboza. But anyways, I do have Edson Barboza. So on the main card, I've got all the Brazilians winning. On the undercard, tough one, Sam Stout, Thiago Tavares. I am going to go with Sam Stout. Even being in Brazil, I think it's going to be a very closely contested bout that goes to the decision, and it could go either way. I feel like I could pick Tavares, I could pick Stout. It's going to be that kind of a fight, just a coin flip. I'm going to go with Sam Stout to be able to outstrike Tavares and not end up on his back for the entire fight. Gabriel Gonzaga making his return. I do have him getting the win. I've got Yuri Alcantara defeating Michihiro Omagawa. What's Omagawa's UFC situation right now? Yeah, he did get that win over Jason Young, but I do think he's going to lose this one. Yuri Alcantara, serious situation there. Ricardo Funch coming in late replacement to fight Mike Pyle. I am going to go with Mike Pyle. And I'm going to go with Felipe Arantes over Antonio over fellow Canadian Antonio Carvalho. So there you go. Those are my picks for UFC 142. Should be an exciting night of fights. Again, contact me if you're looking for, looking to bet or anything like that. All right. Let's see. Next Sunday, my battle from back in October 22nd. Sheesh. That one's coming out. That's a good battle. Win or lose, I'll tell you right now, that was a really good battle. Then I've got another one coming out in mid-February. And then I've got a battle lined up in Ottawa at the end of January 28th. So, doing my thing with that, you know what I mean? So there you go. MMA, it's important. Peace.